Welcome to The Mortgage Brief, a podcast filled with mortgage loan information at your fingertips. This show is for the first-time homebuyer, the move-up buyer, and the current homeowner looking for residential lending tips and tricks about the home buying or refinancing process. I'm your host, Jason Ammon from Guild Mortgage. I'm a licensed residential mortgage loan officer with 20-plus years experience, and on today's show, we're talking about the difference between an appraisal and an assessment. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. So what is the difference between an appraisal and an assessment? Real estate is filled with terms that sound familiar but mean different things. Take appraisal and assessment, for example. While these do share some similarities, their differences far surpass their parallels. Understanding how they're distinct, and above all, why it matters, can make you an informed homeowner, potential seller, or prospective buyer. So what is an assessment? In many ways, an assessment is almost self-defining, in that every so often, municipalities assess the value of houses in a given area or community. They do this for one overreaching purpose: to determine what homeowners will pay in property taxes, an expense for which every homeowner is responsible. Among those who are still paying off their mortgages, property taxes are included as part of their monthly mortgage bill. Those who already own their home, meaning those that have paid their mortgage in full, ideally set aside money each year so that they can have funds to pay by the due date. The property taxes that someone pays in any given year is ultimately determined by the assessment. So what is the assessment process like? Perhaps the biggest distinction between the appraisal and the assessment is what they entail. Municipalities send out one of their several tax assessors to go around the city and assign values to existing homes. They use a number of different variables, such as a sales comparison data and cost method, to determine what a given property is worth. One thing they don't do, at least not typically, is physically go inside the house to see how many rooms there are, what installations are in place, and observe other physical aspects of what makes a house a home. Because of this, assessments may not adequately reflect the property's true value. The assessment is one step in the process conducted by the municipality to determine what homeowners pay in annual taxes. How often are assessments performed? There is no hard and fast rule as to how often assessments occur. This is determined by the local assessor's office. Okay, so what is an appraisal? An appraisal is much more than an evaluation. Lenders typically require a professional appraisal to be done on the property during a purchase or a refinance transaction. This helps to determine fair market value and the amount of the loan to value. For a homeowner, this helps to ensure you aren't paying too much. An assessor only takes into consideration external factors, like the ones mentioned previously. A professional appraiser considers many unique aspects of the residence. These are a handful of them: the number of bedrooms, the location, architectural style, square footage, construction materials used in installations like marble countertops, hardwood floors, etc., window composition, the age of the house, roofing materials, when the roof was last installed or updated, the chimney, insulation type, the basement and whether it's finished, the foundation, whether it's a concrete slab, a crawl space, or whatever else. And that's just the beginning. While it's not an exhaustive list, it gives a better sense of the many variables that the appraisers will use. Now, who requests the appraisal? Generally speaking, mortgage lenders will request an appraisal to obtain a detailed understanding of the property based off of the overall condition, conformity to the area, and the market value. The appraisal report is used to assist the lender in its lending decision. Ideally, appraised values and assessed values would be identical. But that's rarely the case, mainly because the processes involved in each are so different from one another. Whereas the assessment is an educated guess, an appraisal is a very informed, comprehensive calculation. As a prospective or current homeowner, ensure that you know both of these figures. If an assessed value is higher than an appraised, you may have a case for paying less in property taxes to your municipality. Thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you would like more information about this topic or any topic related to the buying or refinancing of a 1 to 4 unit residential property, please reach out to me or my team by visiting my website, www.guildmortgage.com/Jason Ammon. That's JASONAMMANN. You can also find us on Instagram under the handle @JasonAmmonGuildMortgage and on YouTube under the same handle. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time right here on The Mortgage Brief. Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 3274. Jason Ammon, NMLS number 126651. I'm licensed to do business in the state of New Hampshire. The information provided today is for educational purposes only. Position strategies or opinions of the show do not necessarily represent the position strategies or opinions of Guild Mortgage Company or its affiliates. Each loan is subject to underwriter final approval. All information, loan programs, interest rates, terms, and conditions are subject to change without notice. Always consult an accountant or tax advisor for full eligibility requirements on tax deductions.